Hello everybody, it's me again, and it's time for another last minute Final Fantasy XIV event video. Again, this time it's the Rising 2024, and I'm already in Limsa Lominsa, the Wandering Minstrels here. But first we're gonna talk to the Rising attendant and see what's going on. In looking to the past, we take solace in the present and think of what the future may hold. That is the very essence of the Rising. This year, we have prepared a spectacular fireworks celebration. It is sure to enthrall everyone in attendance. What is the Rising? The Rising is a period of remembrance that commemorates those lives that were lost during the great tragedy that was the Calamity. We also pay tribute to the unsung heroes who risked life and limb that others might know a brighter future. And so the streets are decorated with somber trappings, and the night skies filled with vibrant fireworks. The solemn atmosphere and bright lights above may spur others to reflect on the doom portended by Dalamid. By doing so, they might give thanks for the present and muster hope for a brighter tomorrow. I want to point out that they didn't mention the Calamity being 5 years ago. So for everybody that says it's always 5 years ago, but how are you having the Rising every year for the last 10 years, but it's 5 years ago? It doesn't make any sense. Rising to the call. The Wandering Minstrel seeks an adventurer both willing and able to help put the finishing touches to this year's Rising celebrations. Of all the coincidences, you will hardly believe it, but I was just this very moment reminiscing of the time you lent me your strength, 12-month past. You see, I again find myself in pressing need of an adventurer's aid, just as I did last Rising. Oh, if only Count were here, I thought to myself. And here you are. Well then, what do you say? Shall we clasp arms once more? My thanks. The matter is this. I have been approached by a lady named Oyoyo, who wishes to imprint her own inimitable mark upon the skies above Limsa Lominsa. I speak, of course, of the fireworks that illuminate these rising nights. Learning of my contribution to previous year's festivities, she has enlisted me to her cause. We already have the ear of the organizing committee. However, Lady Oyoyo has expressed a strong desire to consult with a storied adventurer before finalizing her proposal. Come to the Yellow Jackets guardhouse at the base of the Coral Tower, and I will introduce you. Oh, the fireworks stopped. Also, I've never heard somebody say 12-month past when they were talking about last year. It's crazy. Did they just make that up? I don't know why I thought he was talking about over here, but he wasn't. I think he's talking about where the Marauders Guild is. Yeah. Also, I noticed the Omikuji guy isn't here. Maybe it was during the Moonfire Fair and I missed it. I thought it was the Rising. Either that or they canceled it. He's just not there anymore. Where? Are they downstairs? Oh. Lady Oyoyo, one-storied adventurer, as promised. Lesson of the 12 upon ye. Name's Oyoyo, cannoneer first class with the yellow jackets. It's an honor to have you on board. Did I mention that it is the Yellow Jackets who are in charge of this year's festivities? Not only in decorating of these fair Leminson streets, but in designing and constructing the fireworks that brighten the skies above them. Lady Oyoyo here is quite the savant in all matters incendiary and explosive, and so it has fallen to her to formulate a plan for the display's crowning glory. Me and the other lads and lasses of the cannoneers whipped up a load of lovely little drakes, snakes, and devils for the Moonfire Fair, but more of the same ain't gonna cut it for the rising. 'Cause it's all about remembering those we lost in the calamity, ain't it? Them and theirs deserve something a mite specialer than a bunch of old bangers. An admirable sentiment, I'm sure. It would not do for our ode to such poignant memories to be aught less than memorable. Let us make this year's rising one that the citizens of this fair realm will not soon forget. Took the words right out of me, man. The way the pirates talk, oh, it's hard. It's hard. Took the words right out of me mouth, dearie. Thing is, having hardly set foot out of Limsa in all me days, I don't reckon I'm best placed to know what's going through the minds of the citizens of this fair realm. And so you would pick an adventurer's brains, one who has journeyed far and wide across this land we love, and knows it and its people intimately. Yet before we call upon your particular wisdom, mayhap it would behoove us to seek out a wider range of opinions. Many and more look to the skies come rising night, and the thoughts that run through their minds are no doubt as diverse. Let us learn them. Is it just me, or is the music really, really low? Like, I hear it, but shouldn't it be way louder? Sounds like a plan. Mind if I join you, dearie? Could do with some learning some of these thoughts myself. Right then. Where's best to start asking around? Someplace a lot of outsiders gather, I reckon. How about we meet in the Aetherite Plaza down in the lower decks? While you two are so engaged, allow me to continue our discussions with the organizing committee. I shall await you by the aft castle. I don't know. Could be my sound settings are all messed up or something. Jimmy Meatball. Still loading. I think it might be time for an upgrade. What do you guys think? Okay. You see them lights down Ocker's Alley, dearie? Decorations for the festival they are. Every year when the streets are all decked out for the Rising, me art fills with, well, all kinds of feelings. Sorrow, pride, regret. But enough about me. We came here to find out how the other folk feel about it. Let's split up. Head down the alley and ask a few likely-looking customers each. We're on a schedule here, so don't go asking every single soul you see. 4 or 5 should do you. I'll meet you down by the ferry docks when you're done. Did you just see that? Oh, okay. I thought they were T-posing. They weren't. Welcome, welcome. What may I interest you in this fine morning? Ah, information, is it? Well, if you really must know, the whizzing and banging that fills the air this season always takes me back to the time just before the calamity struck. A great festival was held to celebrate the reformation of the grand companies. People in the streets were hooting and hollering and setting off fire spouts, and all the ships in the bay, now bedecked in maelstrom colors, let loose their cannons. It seems so foolish now, knowing what was soon to befall us. But all that noise served a purpose nonetheless, drowning out the fear that ever whispered in our ears. It is my firm belief that the rising fireworks serve the same purpose even now. They present a vision of loveliness and togetherness, that we might forget our fears and be given hope for a brighter future. The streets are full of life, the skies full of fire, and the westerly winds filling our seafarers' sails as it does our arts. Ah, I couldn't have picked a better time to come home. You're a sailor too, are you? Hey, how does he know? Yeah. Helping with the fireworks, you say? Good on you, lad. Aye, I've a few memories of back then, if you've an ear to ear 'em. I'm a merchant seaman, you see. He's a what? I'm a merchant seaman, you see, always sailing hither and thither across the waves. Was just back from a trip to Radzethan when the calamity struck. Everyone was looking up to the sky and that loathsome lantern that hung low in it. Like most folk, I don't remember much of what happened in the days before or after it fell, but I'll never forget those faces. And that's what I love so much about the fireworks. You see the same faces looking up, but this time with a smile. Reminds you not only of the bad times, but how we got over them. Alright there. Anything I can do for you? You're asking for people's thoughts on the rising fireworks? Heh, would have thought a great hero like you would have better things to do with your time. But I suppose that's what makes you a hero, eh? Helping people out whichever way you can. Well, I'm like most people, I suppose. I think of those that I lost. My parents most of all. I wonder if they're watching too. Swim up from the bottom of the ethereal sea to see what all this crashing and banging's about. It's complicated, I suppose. I feel sad they're gone, but happy I'm not, and grateful to Bateron saving me and so many others. If they are watching, I hope they can see me too. See that I'm doing all right for myself. That they might sleep soundly for another 12 months. Do we call years 12 months in this game? Nah, they've said years before. Why are we saying 12 months now? Is this the new measurement system? I'm gonna start using this in real life to confuse everyone. See you next 12 month. Can you see them too, my love? You're involved with the fireworks and want to know what I think of them? Well, just now I was wondering if they can be seen from far out in the offing. Do you know? I see. The reason I ask is that my husband is out there now. He meant to be back by rising night, but it seems the tide didn't turn in his favor. He was so looking forward to seeing the fireworks. I do hope that he can see them from where he is, that we can share them together, no matter how far apart we might be. That is my only request to you, that you make the finale as bright and boisterous as you can, that all those who cannot be together this rising might still share in its message. Wait. There we go. I'm doing my part. Sorry to keep you waiting, dearie. So, what did you find out? Same year. Was half expecting him to just like looking at the pretty lights, but it seems the feeling runs a lot deeper than that. The memories of the calamity still sit heavy on their hearts, but the rise in fireworks go some way to lifting that weight. So, any ideas for the grand display? What kind of thing do you reckon it'd help lift the spirits the most? Oh, those spirits the most. Something that reminds people of the past, like, I don't know, you can set off a firework that looks like a big dragon that shoots laser beams and it blows up buildings that they were actually just abandoned buildings, but we blew them up on purpose. Or You know what? We could fly some airships into the building. Wait. How about something that gives people hope for the future? Hope for the future, eh? That ain't a bad idea. Reminding folk that however dark the night, dawn is just around the corner. The rising ain't just about mourning those we lost after all. It's about remembering the struggles of those who survived, to steer us to a brighter future. Aye, that's it. That's what Limsa needs this rising. Ships, cannons, a departure salute, not just for the fallen, but for those setting sail for unknown shores. A vision of the past and of the future. An old bleeding armada filling Galadian Bay, lighting up the very heavens. Who wouldn't want to watch that? That's settled then. The minstrel's gonna love it. He said he'd be up by the aft castle, right? I'll see you there. You know, I was completely wrong now that I think about it. The Omikuji guy isn't in Moonfire Fair or The Rising. He's in Heaven's Turn. Why did I think it was now? That's a completely different event. My bad. That guy's T-posing. Or I guess V posing. They're upside down V. They're A posing. Let's see now. 1,500 weight of fire sand at 500 yelms from shore. Reckon we're gonna need more ships. Ma'am? Excuse me, ma'am. Our intrepid adventurer returns, and positively bursting with inspiration, I take it. I see. A traditional seafaring salute, not only to the memories of the fallen, but to the future fortune of those who follow in their wake. A most fitting proposal, I'm sure. Thanks, the both of you. But our work ain't done yet. There's a lot needs sorting out before we can put this idea into action. So much to do, so little time. If you wouldn't mind helping us a little longer, dearie, I'd be forever in your debt. Let me know when you've got your loins good and girded. What? My loins? What are you planning? A display of such grandeur is not merely a matter of crafting the fireworks proper. We shall require the cooperation of a great many people, several of whom may be less than disappointed to offer it. We who are about to set sail salute you. A yo-yo asks for your continued assistance in seeing her plan for the rising fireworks realized. Right then, let's get started, shall we, dearie? The plan is, we're gonna line up an old fleet of ships across the bay and have them fire a broadside into the sky. But before we go about finding our fleet, we need to get the plan approved by the organizing committee. And that means convincing Commodore Rayner. I'll take the lead, but I ain't exactly got the silverest tongue, nor much experience nobbling with the higher-ups. If you two see me struggling, put in a word, won't you? Of course, milady. Your cause is ours. Thank you, me dears. Together, then, to the Coral Tower. Not compensated. I've never seen that hairstyle before. Commodore Rayner worked his Commodore Rayner worked his way up the ranks, all the way from rock bottom to the tippity top. He knows the workings of the thalassocracy in and out. So any flaws in our proposal and he'll see right through them. Last I had the privilege of meeting with the Commodore was around the time of the calamity. I had been arrested for conspiracy to incite rebellion. Naturally, it was all a misunderstanding. Some other scurrilous soul, is that a word? I don't know that word. Hold on. I'm gonna learn a new word. What? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Huh?
Scurrilous.
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 What does it mean? Huh?
Scurrilous.
Whoa, okay. Making or spreading scandalous claims about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation. Oh. Humorously insulting. Some other scurrilous soul had been singing songs of sedition. If not for Rayner and his relentless pursuit of the truth, I might still be lingering in the brig. He is a shrewd investigator who will brook no equivocation. Shall we then? Wanting to make the rising display special, I can fathom, but the sheer scale of this proposal is beyond anything I imagined. Ayoyo, need I remind you that the first duty of the Yellow Jackets is the keeping of the peace? Filling the bay with ships will not only disturb the daily workings of the harbor, but is sure to foment agitation among the commons. Knowing this, do you still mean to persevere with this outlandish plan? I do, Commander. Every Leminson art, every Eorzean art, still bears the scars of the calamity. All that loss, that hardship, that struggle, it cut deep. But the Rising ain't just about looking to the past, it's about looking to the future too. And if it's our duty to watch over folk, keep 'em on the straight and narrow like, I reckon it's our duty to see 'em off on another year's journey too. Well put. I accept that your intentions are pure, but what of the logistics? I trust you have a plan as to who exactly will be providing and paying for this fleet of yours? Yes, Commander. We're gonna petition the Maelstrom for the flagship, and the rest from, the Black Sails. Of course. One is wont to forget that those buccaneering souls remain bound to serve the Maelstrom in times of necessity. Lady Ayoyo would have us parley with the 3 great pirate captains and remind them of their civic duty, it seems. Aye, that's right. The pirates answered the Admiral's call back when the moon was fallen. Fought and died at Cartano, same as the rest of us. When they hear about our plan to salute all those who fell, and all those who didn't, I don't doubt they'll answer that call again. I wish you all the luck in the world in recruiting those rogues to your cause. You shall need it. Very well then, allow me to arrange the parley. Should you succeed in this feat, you may consider all of my remaining doubts answered. I bid you remember that you go to speak with pirates, lawless marauders all. Pray that you do not say aught to offend them, lest we find ourselves with a mutiny on our hands. No problem, dude. I shall have the Maelstrom summon the leaders of the 3 factions to the anchor yard. Pray go there and complete your preparations. We are to parley with pirates. Truly, life is but a succession of unexpected events. Cheers for sticking with me, lads. I hope I can count on your support in the next set of negotiations and all. Of course, my lady. Alas, I fear the captains, those far-famed scourges of the seas, will prove rather less biddable partners than Commodore Rayner did. While Roswin of the Sanguine Sirens may be swayed by emotion, Carvalane of the Kraken's Arms is of a much more mercenary mind. The executioners, meanwhile, value honor and glory above all else. If there is aught that unites them, it is a zealous spirit. Let us argue with passion, that we might inflame theirs. If it's passion you're after, I've got that in bleedin' bucket loads. But I might need you two to jump in again, in case me tongue decides to tie itself in an aft itch. A what? Just say the first thing that comes into your heads and I'll pick up after. Come on then, dearies. Let's head over to the anchor yard and get this parlay started. Why is it that there is always a group of people right here? And it's never the same group of people. Like, I see, like, this one is a group of, like, all guildmates, right? But it'll always be different groups of people that gather over here and they, like, dance around and like, ERP out loud and shit. What's going on here? Why is that the spot? Nice. Thanks for coming. The reason we asked you here is... Aye, the Maelstrom's summons laid it out for us loud and clear. You want us to help you with the Ryzen fireworks. And the answer's no. When my sirens fire a broadside, it's to send our enemies to the bottom of the briny, not to paint pretty pictures in the sky for drylanders to gawp at. We've better things to be doing with our time. 'Tis a rare occurrence to be sure, but I find that my opinion aligns with Roswin's. Our time is precious, as I'm sure is yours. Let us hasten to draw these discussions to a close. I shall put it bluntly. I see no profit in this endeavor for myself and my men. So unless there's anything else? Definitely not the last option. Ooh, not that one. No profit? How sad that the great Carvaline should lose his nose for coin. I did not come here to be insulted. If you know of a method by which the Krakens might stand to gain from this that I do not, then state it, or else hold your tongue. Or better yet, allow me to hold it for you. The sheer scale of the spectacle we propose would no doubt draw all the lords and ladies of the realm to gather in the city, personages of high renown and deep pockets. Aye. And if they saw you lot working and in... What? If they... Oh, I hate the way that they wrote this. Aye. And if they saw you lot working and with the maelstrom, it'd do wonders for your public image. Folks who normally wouldn't touch a pirate with a barge pole would be queuing up to do business with you. I do believe you have a point, poorly phrased though it might be. To win legitimate business, one must project the image of a legitimate businessman. Sod your image, and sod anyone who's too lily-livered to trade with us. They can stick their barge poles up their backsides. What's in it for the sirens? That last option, though. If you won't consider them customers, consider them quarry. Ha! You do realize our days of pillaging every ship we see are long gone. Quarry my arse. The sanguine sirens ain't all about the pirating life, though, are you? You run almshouses for the sick and injured, and those with child. Keep themselves busy with odd jobs, such as come their way. Them's your hunters, and the folk who... Them's your hunters, and the folk who are drawn to the city to see the grand display, your quarry. Ah, I see where you're going with this. Get the girls to set up stalls selling food and grog and the like, and they'd make a killing, providing they had all the right permits from the Yellow Jackets. You're a shrewd one, you. Maybe I could lend them and... Maybe I could lend them and myself. They do say the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. What of the executioners? There is no dishonor in linking arms with Admiral Merrillweb and the Maelstrom, surely. You, Yellow Jacket, I want you to tell me one thing and tell it true. This is Limsa Lamensa, the greatest port in all the realm. You could find this fleet of yours. Who the fuck? What? I cannot read this. You could find this fleet of yours without our help, yet you've come here begging for it. Why? Because I reckon you're the ones who need the rising most. The black sails only came together 'cause of Cartno. You could have upped anchor and sailed off into the sunset. But no, you fought like demons on those cursed flats. Made heroes of yourselves and martyrs. The way I see it, it's only right that those that lost the most, when they stood to gain the least, should be the ones to fire the salute to the departed. And a salute to the departing, too. The calamity changed the lives of you pirates more than anyone. If anyone should be celebrating new beginnings, it's those whose new beginnings already begun. So, it's all for our own good, is it? I'm heading back to the Astalesia. Send word when you've hammered out the details of this display of yours. We'll see what we can do. Aye, aye, Captain. Can't rightly say no to you. Can't rightly say no to you now, can I? We lost a lot of good people back in Cartano. Let's send them off with a bloody great bang. I will join you, on one condition, that in your reminiscence of trauma past, you do not make a shameful spectacle of yourself. Pray do not force me to restrain you. Again. I never forced you to do nothing. You'll keep your hands off me if you want to keep them, you randy bastard. Quite the fragile flower, isn't she? Well then, I bid you adieu. My ships will not ready themselves. You heard him, he spoke French. That means he's actually from Heaven's Word. He's from Ishgard. And breathe. Gods, I was so nervous I could hardly speak. Thanks so much for chipping in when you did. Could have never got him on our side without you. Right then, time to put the finishing touches to this plan of mine. It's gonna be wonderful, I just know it. Oh, and about your reward. I've given it to the minstrel. You can grab it from him. To new beginnings, lad. And may the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. You did a great service, my friend, both for Lady Ayoyo and for all those who love the Rising, myself included. For that, I shall be ever grateful. I expect it shall be still some hours before preparations for the grand finale are complete. Mayhap we could wait together? Yeah. Maybe the rain will stop by then. While we wait, would you care to hear a verse that has lately come to me? It is a song of celebration, of encouragement, for all those who sail for unknown shores. Pray lend me your ears. Oh! This is what I've always wanted. My own pirate ship. Greetings, warrior of light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. "'Tis a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. The road we have walked has been long and winding, full of perils and pitfalls, but we have enjoyed every step in your company. We hope that you feel the same about this last great leap. With every adventure we undertake, the longer the legacy we leave behind us. Yet a lengthy history need not mean a what? Yet a lengthy history need not mean a foreshortened future. Many adventures yet await. We shall continue to chart a course into the great unknown, one that takes in all the diverse wonders this wide world has to offer, that your legacy might grow ever greater. To be certain, it would be a less trying task to sleepwalk ever onward down the same well-furrowed path, yet to venture down paths untrodden, believing in the bright and glorious future that lies beyond them, is by far the more rewarding. This is the gift that we wish to deliver unto you, the gift of adventure. And we pray with all our hearts that you will continue to walk with us. We thank you for joining us on this journey, heretofore and hereafter. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. One cannot know what fills the hearts and minds of those who look to the sky this rising night. Perhaps you and I will see the very different images in those explosions of light and color. But one thing I know for certain, that right here, right now, we look to the same sky. And though the paths that lay ahead of us may lead in very different directions, sometime, someplace, they shall cross again. It is almost time for the display to begin. The consummation not only of our labors, but of the thoughts and prayers of the people of this fair city. A salute for the departed, and for those who set sail into unknown waters. Many adventures yet await you, my friend. May the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. From eastern sea to eastern sky, the sacred sun ascends, and voices stir of winds, of wind, of waves, of ropes, of sails, of friends, who like the golden light of dawn that streams across the sea, set sunlit sail for foreign lands, may fortune follow thee. Her journey done, so sinks the sun below the western waves, and memories stir of friends of yore asleep in watery graves. Let not our voices raised in song disturb your endless sleep, but join us in our chorus and you dream among the deep. An excerpt from an ancient mariner's song, a prayer for the safe return of those who sail o'er to the far horizon, and for the peace of those who sleep beneath those same eternal waves. It concludes with a wish that the voices of those whose spirits are stirred in anticipation of new adventure reach the ears of those whose adventures ended too soon, that they might be united as one. A fitting sentiment for the rising, methinks. And so I offer you my own heartfelt wish, that even should your adventures carry you beyond the far-flung horizon of this wide world, we should meet once more in a 12 months' time and look up to the same sky together. Who the hell is cutting grass in the background when all these fireworks are going? Can you hear that? What do we got? Brushed up cryo. She is not to be brushed off in the face of danger. You have unlocked the toy chest. Open the toy chest found in any inn room to play minigames. Additionally, certain notable personages have been seen to frequent the anchor yard this rising. Do the same and you may be greeted with an unexpected encounter. Many and more have come from far afield to enjoy the festive atmosphere of Limsa Laminsa this rising. Now that your work is done, be sure to bask in it yourself. A soft westerly wind blows across the anchor yard. Enjoy the sea breeze a while? Yeah. You hear footsteps approaching. You turn and see the proprietor of the drowning wench. If it ain't me old pal Count, you're to beg the old bird for guidance too, are you? Sajobi said, how do you even say that? Somebody smashed the keyboard. What? Sidhajbi said that you had and hold up. What did they say? They said you had a hand. Oh, you had a hand in this year's fireworks, and not a bad job you made of them, neither. You've met Sidhajbi? You met Sidhajbi down in Hawker's Alley, aye? I sent her to pick up some stock for the wench. But do you know what she brought me back? Only a bottle of bleeding Bacchus. Paid for it out of her own pocket, she did, to thank me again for saving her life. Don't know why she's so hung up about it. The girl's paid me back 100 times over with all her hard work over the years. Felt a bit bad accepting it, but, well, a bottle of Bacchus is a bottle of Bacchus. Reckon it's you we should be thanking anyway for that marvelous display. All the ships in the harbor the fire in the sky. It brought back a lot of memories. Some good, some bad, but every one of them well worth remembering. And we ain't done making them yet. You'll be off on your next adventure soon enough, I wager. Well, you can't rightly be striding out on an empty stomach now, can you? Come up to the wench and we'll fill your belly. A soft westerly wind blows across the anchor yard. Let's enjoy the sea breeze a while. You hear footsteps approaching. You turn and see the head chef of the Bismarck. I wonder if there's more people that I'm missing because I haven't progressed past Shadowbringers. Well, well, well. I come to feel Limlian's breath on me face, only to find the faithless only to find the faithless besom whispering in the ear of another. How you've been keeping, Count? I hear we've got you to thank for the Rising display. A yo-yo's been singing your praises from Fisherman's Bottom to the Coral Tower. What? Surprised I know her? Limbs is a small place, lad. Hardly a day goes by I don't see a yellow jacket or several in the Bismarck. Whether it's to sup on the finest food and wine this side of the sea, or to clap the irons on those who've tapped the casks a touch too thirstily. Suppose an adventurer like you mightn't have noticed, always coming and going as you are, but stick around in the city for a while and you'll see. The jackets ain't just axes for ire. They're true friends of the common folk. A yo-yo was a retainer before the calamity struck, you know. Our master had a thing for fireworks. Every time they came back from their wanderings, they'd load her down with an underweight of spout. What is he saying? I need to read that again. I zoned out halfway through this long-ass sentence. Every time they came back from their wanderings, they'd load her down with an underweight of sprouts and spinners they'd picked up from God's nowhere. Day and night you'd see her down in the market ward, beaming that sunny smile of hers at every passerby, trying her damnedest to flog the stuff. Enjoy the work, I reckon. But then Dalamid fell and she lost her master. Literally lost him. The way she tells it, it were as if the calamity burned an altar in her memory and they fell straight through. Couldn't remember their face nor their name. But she never forgot the fireworks. The amount of gunpowder that went through her hands over the years. She couldn't help learning a bit about making things go bang. An apprenticeship with the cannoneers later, and she was a yellow jacket. So when I heard they were the ones who'd been put in charge of this Rising display, I knew she'd be the first to volunteer. The Rising, the fireworks, they mean a lot to her. And as a friend, they mean a lot to me. So thank you. A soft westerly wind blows across the anchor yard. Enjoy the sea breeze a while? Yeah. You hear footsteps approaching you. You turn and see the Admiral herself. Count, this is a coincidence. Rainer was just telling me of the role you played in putting the display together. I'm sure all those who gathered in my city to witness it were as moved as I. A salute to all those who set sail for new adventures. It shall surely resound in their hearts and give them strength and courage in the year to come. And a salute to the fallen too, was it not? Many and more lost their lives on the fields of Carteneau, the men and women of the Black Sails chief among them. I thank you for giving those who survived them this chance to put their grief to more productive ends. I thank you for giving the celebrations an unmistakable touch of salt, too. This year's rising was not merely in Limsa, but of her. I look forward to seeing how future host cities follow our example. But for now, let us focus on the present. I'm sure I have kept you from your business far too long already, and I must return to mine. I must offer my prayer to Limlian and be on my way. Fare you well, Count. I wish you safe voyages for the year to come. May the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. Did somebody say Limlian, the navigator? Is there anyone else? Is that it? Is there like a secret invisible option? Hold on, what if I... No. There's some games I can't really remember off the top of my head. But back in the day, I remember playing games that had secret invisible options you could click on. This isn't one of them. I think Final Fantasy XI had a couple of secret invisible options you could click on for some things that I don't really remember anymore. It's been a long time. This way? Pain Beast. It's a edgy name. We got a bunch of fireworks. Should probably buy more of this. Rising table lamp. The perfect light with which to commemorate the rising. I'll take one. They said something about a toy box? Didn't I already have a toy box on the table, or is that something else? Yeah, we have this already. Is there a new game in here? I remember this game. That's not new. Is this new? No, I remember this one too. This isn't new. Oh, I saw her before. fuck is that? Damn it. Oh no. My brain. Damn it. Okay. That was bad. Why did they mention the toy box? Oh, is this new? I don't remember this one. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm not playing that. I think that's the new one. I remember this one. I remember that one. Parlay. What? Huh? Oh god, the timer's going down. What? Nah, I'm good. Anyway, that's it. That was the Rising 2024. Rest in peace. I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.